1 minute before 5 o'clock, and here are some of our morning headlines. Vancouver police have arrested a man in connection with a shooting that killed an 18-year-old. It happened yesterday afternoon on 4th Plain Boulevard near Fort Vancouver High School. Police identified the 18-year-old as Trevonta Burks. They also say he knew the suspect, 20-year-old Antoine Archer, and the two of them got in a fight before the shooting. Kaiser police are also investigating a homicide. They found 21-year-old Oscar Martinez dead inside a crashed car on Jory Lane Northeast Monday night. Autopsy results showed it was not the crash that killed him, though. It was a gunshot wound. Investigators have not made any arrests. And tomorrow, a coalition of loggers plans to protest Oregon's proposed cap-and-trade bill. Timber Unity will hold a truck rally at the Capitol building in Salem. This is actually video from a protest last year. The cap-and-trade bill, aimed at curbing carbon emissions, failed last year after a Republican walkout. Those are, again, some of your Wednesday headlines. Right now, though, here's what's coming up on the Sunrise Show.
Absolutely. This week, we are helping you disconnect from your phones and your screens with our digital detox series. So one local family agreed to take the challenge to the next level. No electronics for a full weekend.
Well, it's kind of boring.
Monday, we will play video games again.
We're going to show you how they did coming up. And in case you didn't know, it is National Weather Person's Day. To mark the occasion, we are taking your questions about forecasting to our very own Rod Hill.
All right, Rod, first question for you on this National Weather Person's Day is this, and I feel like you can handle this one. What will the weather be like today?
Come on. I was expecting, it's National Weatherman's Day. Applause. Come on. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, here we go. I got some applause in the newsroom. Let's get you to the weather. You can see this is all just gentle rain coming in. There's nothing stormy about today's weather. We now are in a much warmer sector of air, so temperatures instead of being in the 20s or in the 40s as you step outside. Notice less rain down around Eugene and even Salem. More of a steady rain much of the day if you travel up towards Seattle. We're at 43, and to the bus stop we go. 47 at lunchtime today, still pretty wet, and then breaking into more of a scattered shower pattern for us this afternoon with temperatures and the kids get out of school right about 49 degrees. Your 7-day forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rod. We're starting with this video that's making the rounds after President Trump's State of the Union address last night. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi ripping up the president's speech when he finished. This came after he snubbed Pelosi's attempt at a handshake to start the night. President Trump, just the second American president to deliver a State of the Union during an impeachment trial, although he is expected to be acquitted today.
So last night during his speech, he talked about his administration's accomplishments in regards to the economy and also immigration. Now, there were some emotional moments last night, too. We're going to share one of those right now. This is where the president saluted the family of a soldier serving in Afghanistan and then brought the soldier out to reunite him with his wife and young children. Really one of the highlights of the night for sure. President Trump also interrupted his speech at one point to award the Presidential Medal of Freedom to conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh, who's battling stage 4 lung cancer right now. In all, the president spoke for 1 hour and 18 minutes, and he hit on a variety of topics.
Our Verified team worked to analyze what he said. They also looked into the Democrats' rebuttal speech. Here's Jason Puckett.
President Trump covered a lot of topics Tuesday. We're tackling a few from him, as well as claims Governor Gretchen Whitmer made during the Democratic response. But we obviously can't cover everything here. So check our website for a full breakdown of both speeches.
Under my administration, 7 million Americans have come off food stamps and 10 million people have been lifted off of welfare.
This claim is true, but it needs context. Food stamps is the shorthand for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. Statistics do show the number of people receiving SNAP benefits dropped by roughly 6 to 7 million people during Trump's first term. Additionally, the number of people receiving Medicare and children's health insurance decreased by about 4 million people. You combine those two and you wind up right around 10 million people no longer on welfare programs. We're rating this true, though it's important to note the Trump administration made changes to these programs, which meant some people no longer qualified for support. Because of that, we can't prove all these people were lifted off of welfare, as the president said.
The USMCA will create nearly 100,000 new high-paying American auto jobs.
This claim is false, but not by much. President Trump is saying that the U.S.-Mexico-Canada trade agreement will create about 100,000 new jobs in the auto industry. While data from the U.S. International Trade Commission, the Executive Office of the President, and a release from the White House all estimate that number at 76,000. So he's off by about 25%.
Real median household income is now at the highest level ever recorded.
This claim is true. In 2018, U.S. Census data showed the highest median income level at $63,179. They've been keeping data since 1984, and this is the highest on record. The numbers for 2019 haven't been released yet. And now a claim from the Democratic response. Keep in mind, the Democratic speech was much shorter than the State of the Union, but we do have more claims online.
Those three bills and more than 275 other bipartisan bills are just gathering dust on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's desk.
This claim is misleading. While there are about 275 bills waiting on Mitch McConnell's desk, it is a stretch to say they are all bipartisan. While it's possible they do have bipartisan support, if you go by votes alone, it doesn't line up. These 8, for instance, all passed the House with less than 10 Republican votes in favor of them. They and others are a part of those 275 bills, meaning at least by vote, they're not all bipartisan. Again, that was just a few of many claims tonight. Check our website for more of President Trump's speech and the Democratic response. And as always, if you have anything else for us to look into, send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
The Today Show is going to have much more on the State of the Union. Their coverage gets underway starting at 7 o'clock right after sunrise.
While the State of the Union address unfolded in Washington, D.C., we were still waiting for results out of Iowa to see which Democratic presidential candidate won the caucuses there on Monday. As of late last night, former Mayor Pete Buttigieg led those results, followed closely by Senator Bernie Sanders. Senator Elizabeth Warren sits in third place, and former Vice President Joe Biden is in fourth. But again, though, we are still waiting for the official winner to be named. The chair of the Democratic Party, meanwhile, in Iowa, apologized, saying a coding error in the app that's used to report results delayed this whole process. Officials are assuring voters, though, that the results remain accurate. Every vote, they say, is recorded on paper, so there are hard copies to back up the digital data.
Camas High School's principal is on administrative leave this morning because of a post she made on her personal Facebook page the day Kobe Bryant died. Dr. Liza Sikora wrote, "Seems to me that karma caught up with a rapist today." That was in reference to a 2003 sexual assault case involving Bryant. The charges were dropped and he settled with his accuser out of court. Sikora says she removed the post after an hour, but it had been screen captured and quickly shared. She apologized in a written note to the community and the students yesterday, and the school district is investigating. The superintendent says Sikora has also been getting threats since that post.
A demonstration is planned outside the state capitol building in Salem today. The group Oregon Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America wants lawmakers to pass secure gun storage legislation during this session. A bill that would require that has already been proposed in the House, so today's rally in Salem begins at noon.
The long medical custody battle involving Kylie Dixon is over, and she's now home with her mom. The state took Kylie into protective custody in June after her mom ignored a court order to bring her in for treatment. The state argued Kylie needed life-saving surgery, but her mom objected, opting instead for alternative treatment. On January 14th, Kylie had surgery and is now believed to be cancer-free. Her mom, Christina Dixon, still faces felony charges, including criminal mistreatment and custodial interference. Her trial is set to start in March.
All right, Rod just walked into the studio, but before we get to weather, let's talk Blazers. They ran into a roadblock last night in Denver. They had been on a roll, right? But that roll came to a hard stop against the Nuggets. Damian Lillard was held to just 21 points in this game. He was averaging far greater than that over the last few games before they played in Denver. Denver won this matchup 127-99. It was not close. The Blazers now come home to host San Antonio on Thursday. Dame will get a chance to show off his scoring prowess at the All-Star game. Not during the game itself. I mean, he may score a bunch of points there too, but he will also take part in the three-point contest. Lillard has made at least 5 three-pointers in 17 games this season. That is tied for second in the league. That three-point contest is Saturday, February 15th, the night before the All-Star game that Sunday.
Look at Rod over there making some moves. One more time.
So what? No, I was
Let's
just
see your shot.
Your follow-through.
the shot. Yeah, I was shooting with Damian. I've watched him enough that I can figure out
emulating.
how to do it.
You can probably do exactly the way he does it on the court itself.
Yeah.